Are you addicted to learning? Or are you addicted to planning? That's the question I had today. And I don't know if you have that same question, but let's see what it means. You know, when you have a project. So for me, I like to create videos. I want to build my YouTube channel. And guess what? All I have to do is to create a video and post it. But you feel sometimes, like me, that, well, before I do a video, or before I write an essay, or before I complete that project, I need to learn a little bit more. Then you start learning and going on tangents, and it takes a few days before you actually get to do the video. Or you say, oh, I need a bit more planning before I start doing the project. And you start planning and do a bit more planning and learning, and you know what? A couple days go by, sometimes weeks, and you have not done the project yet. Can you recognize yourself in this situation? Well, you know what? That's a bit where I find myself, and I figured I'd share that with you. I feel a bit vulnerable to share that information with you, but I think that that will help you the same way that it will help me looking at this video again. So the question is, if you always work on planning and learning new things, what will happen is you on standstill. Do you want to be at the same place 5 years from now where you haven't taken any one more step ahead? I'm sure you don't. You don't want to be in the same place in a year from now. You don't want to be at the same place a week from now. And the reason is you have all those ideas. So hopefully in this video, you'll be able to realize that taking small steps will be the one thing that will get you closer to your goal. And this is my pledge to you, same way as my pledge for me. So let's see. If you have enjoyed this information so far, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. And I would like to know in the comment below, what is that one project you have for this coming year? Because I know that all of us have that one thing that we want to do, that one thing that we would like to achieve. I believe in you. So how can I actually find a way to take more action and get closer to my goal? Well, it's interesting because if you keep in mind that I'm a teacher, I work in a high school, and one of the reasons I teach, because I love teaching, is to learn new things, to learn new concepts for my science class, organize some ideas. I love to learn from my students as well, from people I meet, and this is always amazing. Next, I love planning. I love to plan my lessons, to figure out what's the best way for me to share information and also help others plan for their work. The difficulties I have, though, is you have to keep in mind that learning and planning is wonderful, but at the end of the day, I still have to go in front of the class and do the teaching. So you see, that's the idea of going from information mindset to a transformation mindset, because I cannot help my students if I don't teach a lesson, and I cannot teach a lesson if I don't do some planning and learning. So all of them are important, and that's why together we need to figure out what are good ways to do so. And you know what? I have 3 tips for you to actually be able to get closer to your goal. And let's see if we can look at those together. So my first tip is indeed to look at an agenda. The agenda for me is very important. It's very important because you can block time for what you think is important. Don't forget that we don't want to feel like we're an imposter when we're sharing information. So we do have to do some learning, some planning, and we need to take action. Okay, so how can you put all of this into your agenda? Well, the beauty is if you can create blocks, you can always block time for planning, block time for learning, and also block time for creation and creating. For example, I have my Saturday morning live stream for my science YouTube channel, and that's what I do. I block time to learn what I would like to teach. I block time to plan. Actually, I block time to plan what I want to do. Then I learn what I need to learn, and then I do the stream. And I need the planning and the learning so I feel comfortable in front of the camera. So this is my way of doing this. So for you, it's the same way. Try to use your agenda. No, don't try. Write in your agenda blocks where you do the planning you need to do. And you tell yourself, well, I have just 1 hour to plan. If you need to learn something new for a project or something that you need to achieve, a goal you have, well, plan time for learning. Tell yourself, I have an hour, maybe 2 hours to learn what I need to learn, max. Because then you'll have a time limit and you'll see, okay, this is the goal I have. Let's learn what I need to do, because ultimately you'll have a block to create what you need to create. So I think that is my first very important tip. Now, the next one you have to figure out is when you create your goal, is to create your goals as SMART goals. Actually, Zenderman is creating some amazing work on SMART goals, and I'm going to put a link of his channel in the description below. And I'm going to see if I can add and create a video on SMART goals. And there's one way I like to say it is smarter goals. And see, if you, in next week or so, you'll have that video to watch. You'll see it's amazing. Now, once you've set time in your agenda to plan, learn, and create, when you have a chance to have SMART goals, because it's easy to spend time, okay, I want to do this small goal. You have to keep in mind that these small goals can be part of a larger vision. And I think that's why I think looking at SMART goals and smarter goals are so important. The third tip, actually I will have 4 tips for you. The third tip is to be grateful. To be grateful that you have the curiosity you have. To be grateful of the fact that you like to learn, that you like to be there for others. I know you do. And being grateful is a good way for you to feel grounded, more grounded, to say, okay, I love what I do. I need to thank my surrounding. I need to thank the fact that I'm able to do so. And you know what? There's a lot of people, if you take, for example, Stephen Hawking, where he was in his wheelchair, could not move, but he was one of the smartest physicists about cosmology. Well, he did not stay put. He actually created content, created his books to do so. If someone loves running, we have the Olympics, but we also have the Paralympics. So that means that there's some people out there, regardless of some limitations they may feel they have, there is always a way to create small goals to get closer to what you want to do. And I do believe that. And my 4th tip will be for you to find ways to be part of a community. One community I'm part of is called Built to Serve, with Evan Carmichael and Zenderman and several other amazing individuals. The reason why a community is important is the fact that, okay, I have ideas, I can set goals, I can set times for planning and learning and create. But if you have a community to work with, then you can bounce off some ideas. You can ask questions when you're not quite sure. But ultimately, the beauty of a community is for you to say, okay, I need someone to be accountable for. So when you go into a group and you say, okay, we are going to create 3 videos this month, or we are going to create 1 blog, or we are part of a community where it's a religious community where you will get together and carry out the tradition, prayers. See, a community is amazing. We do have our family community, and we keep in touch with them by phone, because right now we have COVID and it's harder to get with each other in person. But the world with the social media has got us much closer to each other. We need to take advantage of that. And I believe in you to be able to do so. And there we go. So my goals are I should probably say to have SMART goals would be a good one. Second, to use the agenda to set your goals. Time for planning, time for learning, and time for taking actions. The third part will be to be grateful for who you are, what you have, despite the fact that we tend to have limitations, and sometimes limitations could be just the self-confidence to actually do something. but I believe in you. And the third one is to be part of a community. I do believe that these are all amazing options for you. So on this, I have a call to action for you. Yep, it's not done yet. I want you to put in the comments below. I want you to write down what is that one goal that you want to achieve, let's say in the next week. If it's something bigger, you can even say for the next year. But I just don't want you to write it down. I want you to say, okay, this is what I want to do. Okay, what do I need to do? What are the steps I need to do to actually get my goal to completion? That's important because you want to get the information and the ideas you have into actions so that you can transform yourself and your surrounding. I do believe in you, and I want you to write it down in the comments because I always answer comments because I love to know what you do. I'm going to put here on this side a video for you on something I did last year or 2 years ago called the Best Life Journey. I did, what was it? It was 100 videos in a row trying to figure out, okay, how can I make my life better and your life better? And guess what? I think that's an amazing journey, and I'm restarting a journey because I want to go from information, some things we have here and feelings we have here, into transformation to help others create a better world and create a better self. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next video.